Okay, I'd like to call the meeting to order at 7:30. Roll call, please.
Mr. Simons.
Here.
Freehand is here. Mr. Boda.
Here.
Mr. Patsalos.
Here.
Mr. Horn is absent. Mrs. Babel is absent. And Mr. Blackstock are absent.
And we have enough for a quorum. Okay, would you follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Moving on to the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions to the agenda as presented? I think we have a couple.
We have an addition, NB5, New Business 5, which is dealing with post-election cleaning contract. And also, NB6 is going to be setting the date for the consideration of date change for the August board meeting, the August 3rd or 5th board meeting.
Is that new business 6?
That's going to be NB6, yes.
Is that different than NB2 then?
Yes.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah.
MB2 has to do with Labor Day.
Okay.
Well, I'm sorry, Bob, what does 6 have to do with?
6 is going to be consideration for the actual board meeting date and process for the date, the board meeting that is around the election date. So I'll talk about it, but we've publicized it for one date, and do we want to move it back to a normal Monday night and do it telephonically? So it's a
That's what we're
consideration
thinking
of how we would do the meeting and what date we have it on.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
So I need a motion to approve the agenda with those two changes.
So move.
Support?
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a support. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the approval of the July 6, 2020 meeting minutes. They're in your packet. If there's no additions or deletions to the minutes, a motion to accept the minutes as presented would be in order.
I make a motion to accept the minutes of July 6, 2020.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a support to approve the minutes of July 6, 2020. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have public comment. Is there anybody in the audience that would like to talk about anything that's not on the agenda? Please go to the podium.
Hi, my name is Brian Roush. I'm running for Township Supervisor. I just wanted to introduce myself, and that's really all I got.
Thank
Excited for the opportunity. So.
Thank you for stepping up.
Yes, thank you for volunteering to take that position.
Yeah. All right, next, moving on to the consent agenda. We have the C1, is June 2020 St. Clair Area Fire Authority Run Report. We have C2, June 2020 Park Commission meeting minutes. We have C3 is the July 2020 Park Commission meeting minutes. C4 is the July 2020 Election Commission meeting minutes. C5 is the June 2020 balance report. C6 is the 2020 cash summary by account. C7 is the June 2020 cash summary by bank. C8 is the June 2020 revenue and expenditure reports. At this time, the Park Commission Chair would like to add something to, I don't know, the minutes, or explain to us something about the park?
My name's Cindy Bodan. I'm the chair of the Park Commission. I just want to, it's more for the information of the Township Board. I don't know if anybody's been over to the kayak launch, and obviously everybody knows about the high water. And we've been trying to figure out what to do to protect what we've already done there. We looked into doing a seawall, and we're told that it's not MDEQ anymore, it's called Eagle, doesn't allow seawalls on the Bell River, and then, so you're supposed to do riprap. So we got some prices, had somebody that does riprap, because the seawall guy doesn't do riprap. And he said he connected us with someone that does permits. So we were able to have somebody come out from Eagle and take a look at it. And one of the things that I don't think the Park Commission at the beginning realized, when the township purchased that property, we were looking at like 100 feet of seawall or riprap, whatever we were going to do there, but there's actually 275 feet of frontage with that property. The pin is right at the middle of Springborn Road and all the way back to the split rail fence. So there's a lot of property there, and just for your information, we're not, asking for anything right now. We were going to ask for just the seawall to protect what Eagle has already permitted us to do on the Bell River, but the Park Commission would like to submit a permit to go all the way to the end of the property. Whether they will approve that or not, and you'd have to do seawall one place if they approve that, and ripraps, it's going to be up to them what they're going to approve. So it's going to be something to protect that area, keep what we've done from falling in the Bell River at this point. So just so you know that that's going along. I brought a copy of the survey that was done in 2014, if anybody wants to take a quick look at that after the meeting. Dave Little did the survey, and he very nicely came out and remarked the pins, for us, so that she could see, where the lines were and everything. They go by like the bend in the river and how it affects the ducks and the other stuff in the river, all of that stuff. So they have a lot of things that they look at. The other thing I want to mention to the board, and some of you may know this, that we do not own Rivera Park. There's some kind of an agreement, and I have a copy of this somewhere, but it's in some minutes. And then at some point, the township board made some kind of an agreement to use that as a park, and it's a road end that the county owns. And the high water is causing the cement break wall there, not the break wall, the walkway at the river to kind of collapse. Whoever put the cement break wall, it's not a break wall, I'm sorry, the cement walkway at the break wall. There's a wooden boardwalk underneath it. Blaine's been there this past week trying to decide what to do with it. They have put stone in there a few times to correct some water holes that were getting underneath that cement. Apparently there was a wooden walkway, and somebody poured the cement over it. There's some kind of posts that come through there. The Park Commission has hesitated to do anything in that park because we don't own it. So I guess, we're kind of looking, we wanted to do a fence on the north side, we wanted to do a few other things, and we kind of always talk ourselves out of it because the township does not own that park. And do we put money into that? It's just something to think about and talk, maybe at the board level about, and see what your thoughts are on it. Mike Zoblitz from the county has been there this past week. They did something to block the one drain that goes through to keep the water from coming in, but he's kind of stated that that's all he's going to do, or all they're going to do. So it's something that needs to kind of be looked into. Do we do improvements to that property, or, I don't know what the board's feeling is. So it's something that you can all, kind of discuss, maybe put on one of your agendas and think about, so.
Cindy, I have a question.
Sure.
I do too.
On Bell River Road, where the launch, canoe launch.
Yep.
Is the reason for the seawall because the water is so high right now at this time?
It is.
If the water subsided, do we still need that seawall?
We have lost, the one spot, when Mr. Little came out, we've lost 2 feet of property from the pin on Springborn down to the water's edge. It was 30 feet, now it's 28. And where we are, the sidewalk, comes around, it comes down and it comes around.
Right.
And we've lost property in there. We can't put the canoe launch in because that break wall is underwater. The part of the seawall that was put in to connect the launch to, that's underwater. And we have lost quite a bit of property along there.
So you're losing property because
Yes.
of it too, okay. Okay. Thank you.
Question, if you were to do the 275 feet of seawall that you're proposing, how does that affect that ramp that you put in there to launch the canoe launch?
They thought that it could be connected to that, and then while the water's higher, put a riser on that, so it's equal. If the seawall has to be built up a little bit higher than that is, because that's about that far underwater right now. It's down a little bit, now, but that's how high it's been over it. You couldn't even see it, that part of the seawall where it connects. So the canoe launch is not in this year, because there was no way, it's not safe. It's not safe for anybody to go down the sidewalk to get to where the canoe launch would be.
Okay.
So, and obviously the water's gonna go down, at some point, so it's something that we're discussing and trying to figure out what to do.
Right.
But several members of the park board thought that if we were gonna do something with that area, that whole piece, that whole 275 feet should have something done, whatever, they'll approve or let us do, so. It's something that would have to be bid out, obviously, and make first get an approval, and then bid it out, and then, go from there as far as funding, and budget's coming up in the fall, and I don't know if we'll have answers by then, but something that we can look into, planning for.
Thank you.
Okay,
And
anybody
to add
else?
to, go ahead, Bob.
What was Eagle's response to the proposal for 275 feet? Did they seem to be more interested in doing the whole thing, or,
No.
so there would be a question of whether or not you'd be able to get a permit?
Correct. But the park board wants to try.
But if you don't get a permit, you'll go for the riprap then, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or would you
The-
just leave it as far as they give it to you? I mean, would you want to finish it?
The gal from Eagle, she was in agreement that what was gonna save what we have put there, see, and they gave us that permit in 2015 or 14. She has all the paperwork still, and I think she was thinking that a seawall would save that, would protect that. And she kept saying, you don't wanna do the whole thing, and I spoke out of turn, I guess, because I didn't really think anybody was gonna wanna do that, that piece along the guardrail, but
It's all full of concrete, it's right
I
behind the
was mistaken.
guardrail, that's
Right, yes.
and it goes to a point, doesn't it, Cindy?
yeah,
You can see it
kind
on the
of,
print.
yeah. You can see it on the survey. So, I came home from the meeting with Eagle thinking that we were gonna do something, take it to the park board, but then they were really, in favor of trying to do the whole 275 feet.
Okay.
So, it's obviously, it's not my board, it's everybody thinking, and thinking
But what
ahead.
kind of monies are we talking?
The riprap, Dave Malcolm gave me an approximate idea, I think it was in the minutes, it was $109 a foot for riprap.
It's $100-some a
And-
foot.
100 what?
Riprap is $100-some a foot.
Okay.
So, Malcolm's just did riprap, up in Port Yarn along the Riverwalk. I don't know how long it lasts, how long it'll stay there, a lot of that caging over time comes apart, and so,
But wasn't one of the alternatives to do about 90 feet?
It was about 100 feet.
100 feet?
When I started out,
I mean,
had-
of seawall, and then not do the other 175 feet.
Correct, correct,
And that would protect our park.
right. That was
You have to
my.
go down and look at it
Right,
too and see what
right.
you got there. I mean, to me, I told Cindy, ask for, in your permit, ask for all you want, but, whether they're gonna let you do it. She wasn't in favor of letting us do that, was she?
She didn't seem to be. She didn't, she can't come out and say what she will or will not do until we file a permit.
Yeah.
She's looking at it, I think from the point that they allowed us to do it, and it's in a flood zone. So she pointed that out. And, until we file the permit, I don't think we're gonna have an answer.
So your board is still gonna apply for the permit?
They want
So
to
I think
go,
it's $800 for the permit?
yeah.
5 for the permit and 3 to have somebody do it?
It was 500 for the permit, but that was for the 100 feet. And 350 for the fella that was going to file the permit. And so that was 850. So, the park board last Wednesday gave us a leeway of, not to exceed $1,500 for the permit and having somebody file it. So if it costs double what it was gonna cost, or more than that maybe for the footage. So that's all to be seen. But I just wanted to run it past you, the board, and let you know what's going on, what we're doing to try to figure it out, not have the steps and the break wall, the sidewalk, everything, fall into the river.
Right.
One thing to add to the Riviera Park, I had a discussion with the County Road Commission engineer the other day about road ends. We have several in the township.
Right.
We've been maintaining one. We don't think we should be doing it now, so we're not doing it. So I checked with the county, and the county said they'll mow them twice a year if they have time. So that one that you're talking about, Riviera, I don't know what the agreement is on there, but there's some agreement that we can use that as a park.
Right,
They won't sell it to us.
right.
So, I mean, I don't think it's ever gonna be anything but a road end, so, I mean, personally, I don't have a problem putting money into that park, because I think that's what it's gonna be forever. I mean, you couldn't build on it, it's too small, they won't let you, I think there's a drain line that goes through there.
There is.
So,
That's part of the issue right now.
it drains the highway, so it's gonna be there, it's not,
Right,
and if we have an agreement that we can use it, I mean, I'm not talking about putting hundreds of thousands of dollars in there, but a fence or a sidewalk or something like, that can't be that much money.
okay, so.
That's my opinion. All right,
Right.
Thank you.
I don't know how the rest of the board feels about it, it's, something apparently has to be done with the concrete at the river. It's apparently, a
and the road
hazard.
commission, Mike Zobelitz said he can only do so much.
He came out and they put some kind of a cover going down over something at the river to keep the water from coming in. So I think Blaine put some stone or some more dirt or something. There's a continual hole. They patch it and there's a hole that creates itself again, so.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
anyway, it's something that we have discussed and whether we wanted or should put money into it, so. Just so
Thank
you
you.
know, those two things are ongoing.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, I've read the consent agenda. I guess a motion would be in order to accept the consent agenda as presented.
So moved.
Support?
All right, we have a motion and a support to approve the consent agenda as presented. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have disbursements. We have invoices of $107,384.19. We have accounts payable of $115,959.88. We have payroll direct deposit, $31,236.22. We had payroll EFT payments of $11,285.24. And we have a total disbursement of $234,688.81.
I'll make a motion, we pay the disbursements in the amount of $234,688.81.
Support?
We have a motion, we have a support to pay the bills, $234,688.81. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Mr. Simon?
Yes.
Freehand votes yes. Mr. Boda?
Yes.
Mr. Patsalas?
Yes.
All yes.
Okay, thank you. Motion carries. Moving on to old business, we have none at this time. We'll proceed to new business. 1, road assistance funding resolution and signatory designation. That's in your packet. What we're talking about here is Bell River Road. The second half of Bell River Road, we're doing the first half this year, and we will be doing the second half next year. And we're asking to let me sign. We have to apply. We don't know if we get it, but we have to have a resolution to send to the county when we apply for local road funding. And that's what this is a resolution to do that. Bob, would you like to
Mr.
read the
Simons,
resolution?
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the following resolution. Whereas the St. Clair County Road Commission has established a local road system funding assistance program through policy number 75, as revised October 6, 2009, and whereas the local road system funding assistance program provides matching funds to the township for the improvement of local roads in St. Clair County, and whereas East China Township has identified a need to improve the portion of Bell River Road from Springborn south to the Marine City limits using the local road system funding assistance program for the year 2021 for the above-named road. And now therefore be it resolved that East China Township makes application to the St. Clair County Road Commission for funding under the local road system funding assistance program for the year 2021 for the above-named road, and further that Supervisor Larry Simons be authorized to sign the application on behalf of East China Township.
I will support that.
All right, we have a resolution, we have a support. Is there any further questions? I think we should do a roll call on this because
Yes.
eventually we will be
Yes.
spending money on it. So roll
Well,
call, please.
I also need it because the resolution requires a roll call. So,
Okay,
Mr. Patsalas?
Yes.
Mr. Boda?
Yes.
Mr. Simons?
yes.
And Freehand votes yes.
Motion carries. We apply for the local road assistance. Next, under new business, we have board meeting date changes. And what we're talking about here is Labor Day, September the 7th. When we adopted the budget, I guess that was an oversight we didn't see.
When we adopted the dates for the board meetings for the entire year, calendar year, we inadvertently did not recognize that the first Monday of September is actually Labor Day. And so this is a proposal to formally change it to Tuesday, September the 8th, 2020 at 7:30 p.m.
Got a motion?
That
I'll support that.
Okay, I would make that motion.
We have a motion. We have a motion and a support. Does everybody understand what we're talking about here? To change it from the 7th to the 8th, Monday the 7th to Tuesday the 8th.
And we will publicize that fact and post it, meet all the state law.
Okay, hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we have new business 3, closure of township offices on election day. Mr. Freehand?
This year, primarily because of COVID-19, when we run the election on Tuesday, we're going to have to use, for the absent voter counting board, and by the way, we already have 920 absentee ballots cast, or ballots out for the election. We will need to use the entire open area in the office area, which means that if there was any employees in there, they would be restricted to their office. They really couldn't go in and out because the absent voter counting board needs to be in a secure area, so we really can't let people come in and out. And in this area, and they wouldn't have access to other parts of the like the break room and other things like that. So it's just, from a logistical standpoint, it just doesn't work to have employees in here. We have made arrangements where they could work from home, much as they did during the time that we actually had this building shut down. And the drop box would still be available during election day to drop things off. The people could call in, and all the voicemail systems will be operational, and the employees would have an opportunity to pick it up if they want to retrieve their voicemail messages. So what we're recommending is to close the township offices for general business on Tuesday, August the 4th, so we could provide for the primary election.
And the staff, like you said, would just work from home on that day.
Correct.
One thing to add about that, since we got the new machines, voting machines, and we've added new computers to the people sitting here at the desk, and we had the old computers, and Cindy Paparelli, the township manager, took those computers and got them brought up to speed, so we can issue those to the girls at home. They'll be able to access all their BSNA stuff to do their work at home.
Oh, good.
And that'll be at no cost to the township.
When we run the absent voter counting board, we have to do physical separation among all of the election inspectors also. So in the past, we've been able to do the absent voter counting board and the tabulator in 2 back offices. This year, we just need more physical space, so we really have to use we'll be using the hallway.
Great.
They will not be using the offices, the actual offices, but to have somebody in the office and not be able to go in and out of the office just doesn't make logistical sense. So,
Well, will you be using Cindy's office and my office?
no,
You won't need them?
no.
Okay.
We will not be using any of the individual offices in the office area. We'll be using just the commons area, if you will, and the counter.
Okay. So everybody understand what we're asking for here?
Yep.
I think it's good that we got, that they're gonna be able to access their computers from those portables, laptops that we have. And that's putting them to use too. We didn't get rid of them, we held on to them, so. Did you buy those new ones, or was that when Sandy Smith was here?
Oh, we've had those for a number of years.
Yeah, a couple of years, yeah. All right. So I guess we need a motion to close the offices on election day, Tuesday, August the 4th.
I will.
So move.
Okay.
Don? And do we have a support?
I'll support.
Well, we have a motion to close the offices on Tuesday, August the 4th, and a support. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to new business 4, 3744 North Riverview Terrace sewer credit. It's in your packet. This person requested this. They called it in Wednesday night, and they asked to put it on the agenda, and I said, go ahead, put it on the agenda. It's not really complete like we like them because, our DPW hasn't been over to check this out and doesn't have a response. You can read the letter that she put in the packet of what happened, and
Larry, how much is he asking for here? What is the?
Well, they haven't figured that out, but I'm just going by the units. If you look on the history there, it gives the units on the third or fourth page. You know, it went up from 14 to 185, so I mean, it's a $2,100 water bill. 2156.51. I don't know, there's just things I don't know about this. You know, she's saying the water went from her wash machine through the first floor. Water went upstairs and basement. I mean, did it go into our sewers at any point without having our DPW check it out? You know, is the sewer in their basement tied to our sanitary sewers? I don't know.
So the DPW never even went out to see where it would,
Well, what happened, I talked to the office here this morning. When they get these, it was an actual read, and when they get the actual read and it gets into the water department, and they see it's a spike, which this would be a spike from 14 to 285, they sent a letter out to the person saying that there's a spike in your water, you might want to check it. Well, the person never responded until after they got the water bill. And that's when they came in and gave us this. Well, I mean, I don't know if Blaine can go over there and check it out, see where the wash machine is, you know, how the house is structured, and give us some kind of opinion, but
Well, if they go over there, she should take off the tax. That's for a starter.
take off the what?
She ought to take off the tax that's on this bill. And I'm wondering, are all these things she's got listed here, that's all the stuff that got damaged?
That's what she turned the bill, and that's from the builder. 36,000. I don't know why she didn't put the water bill on there. That's what I would have done, but.
Yeah, the last time she has listed is material sales tax. It's 1.9%, and nobody charges us for taxes.
No, this isn't our bill. This is what she paid. The homeowner paid this bill. This is from MJ White and Son, the
Right,
builder.
I see that, but I'm just saying that we can't by category.
Larry, when she says my payment is 1,000, do I presume that the insurance paid the rest of that?
I'm
35?
thinking that's, I
She
don't know, I never
35,000.
talked to the person.
And the guy's got repaired the washer, $185.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like, I mean, to me, if it was an elder lady and something like this happened, I mean, I can see how it could be an oversight and everything, but I would just feel more comfortable if we could send our DPW person out to the house to see how it's set up, to see what she's referring to. I don't know how water can go up and down,
Yeah.
to see if it does go into our system, to see exactly what she's asking for as far as the monetary value coming back. If we can just get some more details on this, and then, you know, maybe at the next board meeting, make a decision on it, if she's able to come. I can understand if she didn't want to during these times, and of course, like we said, if she's elderly, it could be something that was kind of overlooked. And I know it wasn't procedure that was followed, but she lost quite a bit of product if this is true.
Well, I mean, you know, that's a lot of water. Where, was she on vacation? I don't know.
And especially when she was notified that there is a leak, and then once you get your bill, is when you dispute it. I mean, didn't you
Yeah.
see it before the bill came?
Right, right.
I just would like to get a little bit more detail on it, and again, get a figure that she's looking for, and have a look at the layout of the house to see how the water would go up into, into cabinets. Unless it's leaking down on the cabinets, I don't know how it could.
Yeah.
Well, washer's a basement probably.
Yeah, but the cabinets would be upstairs, so, I mean, she said water went up and down.
So you're asking, do you want to table this for more details?
I would like to table it for more detail, have our DPW look at the house, give us a figure of what she's looking for, and to see if the water even could run into our sewer, and if our sewer's hooked up to their drain.
So we have a motion to table this for more detail? Do we
I'll
have-
make that motion.
Do we have a support?
I'll support it.
Is there any further discussion? Don, do you have any more?
I would also like, in addition to that, a recommendation. She may be requesting to have the whole thing waived. Well, what would be appropriate? Because obviously during the course of it, you would have used some water and sewer during the course of this particular billing period.
My
So-
question is, that basement could have flooded from the floor to the ceiling. I can't picture that.
Well, that's why we need to have more
Yeah,
information.
we just need a little more information. It doesn't,
Okay, so we have a motion and a support to table this and to get more detail from our DPW.
Yeah.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to new business 5, post-election cleaning. I'm going to let Mr. Freehand do this. I know quite a bit about it, but
We added this to the agenda because an issue came up, as we were looking at it. With the use of this entire building by potentially 1,000 people on Election Day, the potential for health and safety issues for staff when they come in the following day is going to be extensive. This is far heavier use than what would be typical even for a meeting like this or any typical meeting. And so what we felt was appropriate, what I felt was appropriate was for the township to look into having the building deep cleaned by a contractor who is certified to do this sort of thing. We just were able to get, and this was just a discussion that we had a couple of days ago. So we were looking at getting quotes, and so far we've been able to get a quote from one company. The second one wanted some additional information. So this has been on a fast track to try to get some information for a decision tonight for a potential contract with a remediation company, if you will. And what you have attached is a proposal by ServPro. Now, in conjunction with their proposal, which is for $700, and it's outlined everything that they do. And they do, as I said, a very deep cleaning. It's a lengthy process. It takes about 4 hours for all the sprays to dry, and everything that would go along with doing an entire cleaning of this room, the foyer area, the area where the absent voter counting board is going to be, the hallways in there, the bathrooms in there, all the bathrooms. And to do that will cost about $700, and it will take 4 hours for all the sprays to dry. So it's a combination motion or proposal for a motion. If we decide that we want a contractor to do it, do we want to go ahead and approve ServPro? Do you want me to solicit additional bids? I have no idea if we'll be able to get a better price or not. But one thing that if we do go with a contractor, that we will need to close the building up till about 1 or 1:30 on Wednesday afternoon, so that they'll have time to come in, spray the building, all of that will be able to dry and so on, and then staff wouldn't have to be in here because they really couldn't be in here while you're doing all of that cleaning. So the action that I'm asking is actually, do we want to go ahead and approve a $700 contract with ServPro? Do we want to solicit additional bids and then give us the authorization to go with the lowest bid, meeting CDC guidelines? And if so, if we want to work with a contractor, we know it's going to take time on that Wednesday morning, and so the motion really should include closing the building on Wednesday, August the 5th, until about 1:30 in the afternoon, just to be on the safe side. The drop boxes would still be available, the phones would still be available, the staff would have their computers still work, so they could work from home. So everything would be set up the same way it would be for Election Day. as far as the staff is concerned. They just wouldn't come in until after 1:30. The staff is really not in a position to do the kind of deep cleaning that this building would need after that kind of use.
But I agree with what you're saying, paying the $700. But I'm sorry, did that include the kitchen?
Yes, it would include all of this area. It did not include the offices, the individual offices, because we will not be using those.
Right. Okay, I understood.
But includes everything else in this building, with the exception of the actual offices. It includes the outer area, the counter area.
Will the bathrooms be
The
included?
bathrooms are included. The hallway in the back. It's just the individual offices would not be included.
So, guess we need a motion if this is.
I'll make a motion that we accept the bid of $700 to clean the
I'll support that.
office hours or office areas and so forth.
And you're still going to look into, or you think it's hard to find other companies to do that?
We're running out of time. They want
Okay.
all kinds of information.
That's fine. That's good, let's go with
Mr.
that.
Voda, will you include in your motion to close the building then until 1:30 on Wednesday? You want to make that part of you?
I'm sorry.
Will you include in your motion not only the award of the contract, but also closing the building until 1:30?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody
And I'll
understand?
support that.
Yeah. Okay, everybody understands the motion? No further questions? All in favor signify by saying
We
aye.
should do a roll call probably on that one.
Oh, we're
because it's
spending
money,
money,
yeah.
okay, yep. A roll call, please.
Mr. Simons?
Yes.
Freehan votes yes. Mr. Boda?
Yes.
Mr. Batsalis?
Yes.
Motion carries. We get the cleaning company. Moving on to new business 6, change meeting from Wednesday to Monday and do it a telecom for around the election. Do you want to talk about that, or?
As I said, we advertised at the beginning of the year, changing the dates, the meeting dates in and around the election. So at this point, we have advertised that our regular meeting on the Monday night before the election, we were moving to Wednesday following the election, both in August and in November. And we have publicized that. That's what we approved originally. The primary reason we moved it out of this room is because the way we have to set up this room is quite extensive compared to with the new regulations and so on. It even becomes more complex than it was in March. So because we have to have social distancing and so on. So we have to basically move just about everything out of here and set it up, which we will do Monday during the course of the day. So it would make it difficult to have a meeting, and that's why we originally said we'll just move our meeting to Wednesday. What the consideration is, do you want to go to a Monday night meeting telephonically, which we're still in a position to do, or do you want to keep it on Wednesday?
Because, and something to add to that, Mr. Freehan may not be able to be here. I don't think Mrs. Babel is going to be here
What day is that?
on the Wednesday.
On the
On
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
And I don't think Mr. Horn's going to be here, so we could be down to, and I don't know about her, but I just don't want to get where we don't have a quorum.
Right.
You got the impression, Mr. Simons, that Mrs. Babel would be able to make?
She says she'll be able to make a telephonic, yeah. I mean, we're paying for the service. I know some of us don't like to have that. but-
It's just so difficult on that. It's just,
Yeah, I know it, I know it.
and if we have a packed agenda or something like that, it just makes it difficult to hear and to understand and to, but again, it's better than risking not having a quorum, I mean.
I don't foresee any big things coming up. I mean, the agenda after 2 weeks, it starts getting pretty big, but it's up to you guys, whatever you want to do with it. It doesn't matter to me. I just suggested the telephonic for the, but I mean, we can still have it on Wednesday. If Bob's not here, Bob's not here. I mean,
I would say telephonic would probably be better, because again, that's two more board members we pick up.
yeah, we
I mean,
pick
you
up
pick up
Don
Bob and you
and-
pick up Debbie Babel.
Yeah,
So I mean, it's, because even if you have Herb, you're still at a minimum.
and I'm trying to, Bob does a lot with this, and I asked
Right.
him before the meeting, is this something that's going to be a burden to you? And he thought it wouldn't be, it would be better to have it on the Monday, the telephonic.
I'll make a motion that we move the date for the August board meeting to Monday, August 3rd telephonically instead of Wednesday, August 5th.
I'll support.
Okay, we have a motion, we have a support to move the meeting to Monday telephonically. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to announcements. Not much to announce, a couple of things. We're working on the Meisner Road Bridge, the county is, the contractor, it's shut down, I believe, until November 16th. Hopefully they'll get it done early, don't know. And the other thing is they're pulling pipe over here on our sewer line on Point Drive. I haven't got the update on it recently, but it looks like it's moving along pretty good. Those are the only two things I have. So, I'll bring it up under my comments. Member comments, Mr. Pasalis.
Oh, I just have one thing. Mr. Freehan, I was just wondering that lately our packets I haven't been able to pick up my packet till late Friday or early Saturday. Is there any way, if people want, like if a board member wants to pick up his packet, if we can get it like Thursday afternoon? Or is that rushing it too much, or is that, because by the time they get mailed out, like I got a call from Wendy to pick it up between 8:30 and 4 on Friday. I couldn't get here till about 3 o'clock, which if I want to research something or call somebody, doesn't leave me much time to do any research on anything. So I was just wondering, is there any way we could pick it up anytime Thursday, like midday Thursday, late day Thursday?
There shouldn't be any problem with Thursday afternoon, later on towards the afternoon. I know because I'm in here on Thursday afternoon, and that's when it's ready.
Okay,
Our key thing is to get all, as much of the things as we can.
right,
Because it's really not fair. I did not like the situation where I'm throwing the two new agenda items at you tonight.
right.
And that's what we try to avoid, so we encourage the staff to get their items in as quickly as possible. We know that mailing is a problem and so on, so, but I know my packet, or a packet is usually ready by Thursday afternoon.
Okay,
It's a question, when we mail it, the mail person comes at around noontime. So just getting it in the mail means you have to make a trip to the post office and so on. So,
right. And sometimes if it doesn't get there, you're not getting it till Saturday. It's
Yes,
like I said,
and-
it's just sometimes when we have some issues where you want to make a phone call or something, you just don't have the time.
So what is our protocol now? Is pick it up, everybody, or will we mail them all?
we've been mailing
Picking-
them out.
Well, I've been picking mine
You've
up.
I've been
picking
picking
yours up?
mine up.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been picking mine up.
Okay, as far as I know, there shouldn't be a problem, but I will check into it.
Okay.
But I think they should be ready by Thursday afternoon.
Yeah, later in the, even 3,
Later.
4 o'clock would be fine, because that gives me pretty much the whole day Friday that, if I wanted to do something, I have time to do something.
Okay,
Okay,
Thank you.
I will confirm that with you.
That's all I have, Larry, thank you.
okay. Mr. Boda?
I have nothing, thank you.
Mr. Freehan?
Just as I mentioned earlier, we've had more than 900 absentee ballot applications received, and we anticipate that we'll probably have 1,000 by election day. It's certainly something that we encourage people to take advantage of, as I've said at previous meetings. All that they have to do is to call us here at the township offices, and we'll send them an application to vote absentee, or they can stop in and fill out the application, and in many cases, we'll issue the ballot at the same time, or we'll mail it to them. So we'd like to do that as soon as possible. The reason why I'm encouraging it is because as we measure out the spacing for social distancing, if you will, during the election, the largest number of people we can get in this building, in the foyer area, and in the line up to the point where they check in with the computer. Those of you who vote in person know that you hand your ID card. The largest number of people that we can get inside the building at any one time from the front door to the computer is 10, which means that if we have more than 10 people waiting in line, they're going to be outside. And there's really not much that we can do because there's just insufficient space in the building. And that's because of the social distancing requirements. We did not have that issue in March, and I remember there were times when we probably had, I would guess, upwards of 40 people in the foyer area. We can't do that this time. We're encouraging people to wear face masks, but state law says we cannot deny the person a right to vote if they're not wearing a face mask. We're certainly going to encourage it. We will have face masks available. We will have hand sanitizer available, but we will enforce the social distancing requirement, which means that people are going to be standing in line. So for their own benefit, I just encourage people to take advantage of voting by absentee ballot. And as I said, you can go online to michigan.gov, get an application to vote absentee. You can call the township office, or you can stop in up until 4 o'clock on the Friday before the election, and you can actually get one mailed to you, or you can come in on Saturday before the election and fill out an application. You get a ballot right there, and you can fill out the ballot and leave the ballot. So we provide privacy, security. So for everybody's own convenience and benefit, I realize there are a lot of people like to vote in person. We're not denying anybody the right to vote in person, but it's just for their benefit. I get concerned because August can be hot standing in the sun. And so if you want to take advantage of the absentee ballot opportunity, please do.
Okay, thank you. I just have a couple things. From the last meeting, I was asked to check on the bike trail. I've got a hold of the County Road Commission, and they got me on the schedule to go through and mow the sides, you know, the high up, the stuff, the limbs that are hanging over. I told them to start at DeGursey, because that's where we own from, DeGursey. And at least get to the railroad bridge, if you could, the first day, get that part done. I haven't walked the northern part yet, but I'll get up there and see if he can do that too. And Blaine is looking at getting something together. Talked to Cindy before she left, and she's hoping he has it all together by the time she gets back on Wednesday. And we are going to do some extensive stuff because we got that grant, some extra money to do the bike trail. And the only other thing I have is I want to know the board's opinion or what we should be doing with the township picnic. Should we proceed with that? Should we cancel it? I mean, we've canceled family reunions, graduations, we've canceled everything else. And that's due usually we have it in September, about the second week of September. But I don't want to go through all the planning and all that and then we decide not to have it. Do you just want to pull the plug on it now, or?
Just have it.
Just what?
Just have it.
Have it? Okay. I mean, it's a lot of work if I guess we'll have to wait and see what the numbers are at that time. If you can have gatherings of over 100 people, you know, with the CDC, then I say we have it. But, all right, we'll look at kind of pre-planning. We won't buy anything ahead of time.
It's that first meeting in August, we should know, but we should definitely know by the first meeting in August if anything changes.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't want to wait too
Right.
late. Okay. All right, that was the only thing I had, so I guess a motion to adjourn would be in order.
I'll make a motion we adjourn at 8:25.
I'll support.
We have a motion, we have a support to adjourn at 8:25. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned, thank you.